G'day, I'm Jeff from Movecam Hire, and today we're going to cover some basics on some of the stabilising systems we have for hire at Movecam. We have a little Flycam DSLR stabilising system. We have the Steadicam system, which is full isoelastic arm, vest, etc. And then we have the 3-axis gimbal system. Let's jump into it and take a look at these in depth a little bit more. We've set the Flycam level from front to back and side to side. What we also need to do is set the drop of the camera to 1 second. That's pretty good. So if I'm to hold this and move this about, just on the handle, that's pretty well balanced. For this Steadicam system, we've got a wireless follow focus. We've got the receiver set up on the back of the rails. At the front of the rails, we've got the follow focus, and we've also got a handheld transmitter with 4 presets for your focus puller, and we've got speed control, so we can control the speed. We can manually pull focus. We can set marks on here like you would with any other follow focus. Pretty good little unit. As I say, there's 4 presets, and it can run off its internal batteries, or you can even run a lead onto a Sony V mount, etc. for a D-tap. Okay, so I've set up and balanced the camera on the sled. It's balanced pretty well. I've put the isoelastic arm onto the vest with the quick release pin in position. We've got adjusters on this isoelastic arm so we can adjust the tension, but we'll need to know whether we need to adjust the tension once we put the camera on. So let's do that now. Okay, so the camera's on, and that's pretty good. We want the isoelastic arm to be quite horizontal for everyday shooting, but sometimes we'll adjust that a little bit tighter if we need to bring it up a little bit above head height for somebody that's quite tall. Now, a lot of people will be saying, whoa, hang on, you've got your monitor set up around the back and the camera's facing forward. And I've done that on purpose. I don't know if you can see that. So here's the monitor, there's the camera facing this way. See, what a lot of people do, most people do, is if you've got somebody walking towards you and you're shooting them walking back, which is great, but you're not always going to have a spotter. You're not always going to be on good open ground. You're not always going to be on nice flat ground. You might be on rough terrain. You might be in a dangerous environment. You might be running through woods where you want to see where you're going. So the best thing to do is to turn the camera around on the plate, and we now shoot over our shoulder, and we can see the monitor. Yep. So we can see where we're going, and we can see the monitor, and we're shooting over our shoulder. So this is the 3-axis gimbal stabilizer system we've got for DSLR cameras weighing up to 2 kilos with lens. So bear in mind that's with lens, so you don't want to throw a great big weighty lens on this. In fact, anything that you're doing with tracking systems, I'd always suggest anything between an 18 and 35 mil should be quite suitable for what you need, but that's obviously your choice. This stabilizing system comes with the monitor. It's HDMI monitor. You've got a small V-mount battery, HDMI cable, which is HDMI micro here, but you may have your own cables. And make sure it's balanced forwards and backwards and side to side. And then when you switch it up, it doesn't put so much of a strain on the stabilising system to stabilise it. You'll see it at first when it starts up. For the first 5-10 seconds it'll shake a bit until the motors get really going up to speed, and now, and that's completely silent as well. You can't hear any whirring, any motor noise at all. We can take off, and now we are stabilised. We've got a pan and tilt. And we've got 3 different mode settings on here, which I'll cover now. We have 3 different mode settings on this stabiliser. As with most stabilisers, they do come with mode settings, and they're all different, and I'd suggest that you experiment with them. Press once on the joystick. That's for mode 1. Press twice for mode 2. 3 short presses for mode 3. And I prefer mode 3, but we're all different, so I'd say experiment with the modes and see how you get on. If you hold your arms out for long enough, it will be too much to handle. So what we can do is we can mount this stabilising system on the Steadicam ISO elastic arm and wear the vest. This is frequently overlooked. Great stabilising system. Shoulder mount. You can pull focus, see what you're doing,